Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Und damit, hey, oh, meine Freunde. Wir untersuchen erstmal den
Pupil is dilated.
Sherlock. Was ist mit dem los?
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Okay. Puls messen also. Der scheint ja eigentlich ganz okay zu sein.
A weak
Mann.
pulse, around
Oder auch
50
nicht.
beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Oh,
Mr.
Mann.
Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Das ging aber schnell.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the buff, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman Baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal zu den Thermen von Strand Lane. Oder können wir noch irgendwie quatschen vorher?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Das frage ich mich auch. Aber nee, wir können nicht quatschen. Wir reisen direkt dahin. Und ja, wir treffen uns dort dann mit Lestrade. Bin gespannt, was es für ein Fall ist. Das werden wir ja jetzt wohl gleich erfahren. Nachdem wir die letzten 2 verkackt haben, hoffen wir hier vielleicht das erste Mal wirklich Erfolg zu haben. Bildschirm, Ladebildschirm.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Naja, das sind wir ja selber auch nicht, aber naja. Was ist denn mit der Tatwaffe?
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
So, und was ist denn genau mit den Zeugen?
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Alles klar. Dann schauen wir uns hier erstmal ein bisschen um. Können wir da hin? Hier haben wir...
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from... Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Kleidung, Kleidung, Handtücher und nochmal Kleidung.
Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Und eine Champagnerflasche.
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Mhm. Was ist denn noch so Auffälliges an einem Champagnerflaschenbehälter?
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. Champagne for a special occasion.
Mhm. Aber für welche? So, können wir hier gerade weiter? Ui, was kommt denn jetzt? Ach so.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Okay, dann schauen wir uns mal die Leiche ein bisschen genauer an.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Okay.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Also ist vielleicht noch irgendwo eine andere Wunde. Oder da ist noch Blut vom Täter dabei oder sowas.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Oh, das ist noch gar nicht so lang tot.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Was können wir denn noch so Schönes von dem Herrn erfahren?
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Da im Hintergrund stand da drüben.
It's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Natürlich. Da haben wir 3 halbnackte Männer. Das sind wahrscheinlich die Stripper, die wir bestellt haben. Nein, natürlich nicht. Das sind die 3, die mit eingeschlossen waren. Fangen wir mit Mr.
It's
Garrow an.
horrible. So Rodney is dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible.
Okay, keiner will mit uns reden.
Talk at the moment.
Die Leiche ist weg. Und wir haben aber noch die Blutleiche hier.
I should check this blood sample.
So, davon haben wir jetzt eine Probe. Und wir sehen diesen Schlüssel.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Ansonsten haben wir hier eigentlich nichts mehr. Glaube ich. Super.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Ganz wunderbar. Das war eine sehr unlogische Idee, aber naja.
The brazier is still burning. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Ja, wir brauchen dafür einen Gegenstand, den wir nicht haben. Deswegen... Schauen wir uns lieber die Brille an.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Okay, alles klar.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
Mhm, gut. Hier werden wir wohl nichts mehr finden.
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Ja, dann gehen wir. Und quatschen mit dem Herrn, mit dem wir reden sollten. Das wäre Mr. Phillips. Schauen wir mal, was der zu sagen hat.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
So, aber erst scannen wir dich nochmal. Du hast wunderschöne Augen. Eine Schnitt... Alles klar, was man daraus... Okay. Wundervolle Lippen. Penibel gestärkter Kragen. Er lebt alleine, hat eine Schnittwunde am Ohr, das heißt, er schneidet sich die Haare selbst. Oh mein Gott, was für eine Schlussfolgerung. Ein schickes Ding, also schon ein ziemlich sauberer Mensch. Manchester City. Also Fußballfan ist er auch. Und jetzt fehlt noch ein Pünktchen. Das haben wir hier. Heute aufgegebenes Telegramm.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Okay, gab es denn andere Besucher?
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Okay, und was ist mit dem Schlüssel, den wir da
How
gefunden
many
haben?
people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
Ja, ja, da haben wir ja dieses Telegramm gesehen.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Ja, wahrscheinlich schon, aber wir sehen uns erstmal in der nächsten Folge. Bis dann und tschö.